Good morning, students. I welcome you all to yet another session of 10th Standard Biology. So, we continue ahead with lesson number 9, Heredity and Evolution, part 7. So, students, our topic is how do these traits get expressed? Now, traits, what do you mean by the word traits? Traits means character. How does a character get expressed in an organism? So, I will explain you with the help of this picture here. So, all of you can see this is a cell. Inside the cell, what is there? Nucleus is there. What does the nucleus contain? The nucleus contains chromosome. What does the chromosome contain? The chromosome contains DNA. And DNA contains what? DNA contains gene. Now, does the gene do? Now, gene is a part of a DNA which produces a protein. And when gene produces a protein, it gives us a particular character. Okay, like for example, height. It can give, height is a character we have already studied. Okay, color of the flower. All these characters are due to the presence of proteins. And who is responsible for the production of these proteins? Genes are responsible. And where are the genes present? The genes are present in a DNA. Where is the DNA present? The DNA is present in a chromosome. Where is the chromosome present? The chromosome is present in a nucleus. Okay, so students, let's do the reading part now. Cells contain nucleus. Nucleus contains chromosomes. Chromosomes contain DNA and DNA contains genes. Genes codes for a protein. Protein controls the character in the organisms like height of the plant, color of the seed and the color of the flower. Okay, now let us go to the next slide. Now we will see how the height of a plant is controlled by a gene. So for that, let us enlarge this particular picture. So students, this is the picture of the pea plant. So you can see a tall pea plant and here you can see a dwarf pea plant. Okay, so now let me tell you how the height is controlled by a gene. Now in case of a plant, the height of the plant is controlled by hormone. The height of the plant is controlled by hormone. And for the production of the hormone, what we require is the enzymes. For the production of hormones, we require enzymes. Now, what is the chemical nature of enzyme? Chemically, the enzymes are proteins. Chemically, the enzymes are proteins. If the enzymes are proteins, then definitely it is produced by a gene. If the enzymes are proteins, that means definitely it is produced by a gene. So if the gene is very much functional, it will produce a large amount of enzymes. And if it produces a large amount of enzyme, the enzyme in turn will produce a large amount of hormone. And if there is ample amount of hormone, definitely the plant will keep on growing tall. But in case if there is an alteration in the gene or if there is a fault in the gene, in that case the enzyme production will be reduced. If the enzyme production is reduced, that means the hormone production will be reduced. If the hormone production is reduced, in that case the plant will not reach the normal height and the plant will remain as a short plant or what you call it as a dwarf plant. So this is the way the genes control the characters like height. Okay, so let's do the reading part here now. Height in a plant is dependent on the amount of a particular plant hormone. The synthesis of plant hormone is under the control of enzymes. The production of enzymes is under the control of genes. If the enzymes work efficiently, a lot of hormone will be made and the plant will be tall. If the gene for that enzyme has an alteration, that has become faulty, that makes the enzyme less efficient. The amount of hormones then will be less and the plant will be short or dwarf. Thus genes control the characteristics or traits. So students, I hope you have understood how genes control a particular trait. Now let's move over to the next slide. How do germ cells make a single set of genes from the normal 2 copies that all other cells of the body have? Okay, So that means a person, a human being has got 46 chromosome, or the other way of telling 46 chromosome is 23 pairs. But at the time of production of sperm and ovum, at that time the number is reduced to half. It becomes 23, and it becomes 23 because of a cell division called as meiosis. So I will explain it with the help of a picture here. Students, I have the male partner here, I have the female partner here. The male in the male cell, the human being has got 46 chromosome. The female also have 46 chromosome. Now, when they have to produce the gamete, that is the sperm as well as the ovum, at that time a cell division called as meiosis will take place. When the cell division called as meiosis will take place, at that time the sperm which will be produced will be having how many chromosome? 23 chromosome, and the ovum or the egg will be also having how many chromosome? It will be also having 23 chromosome. So this is your sperm. The sperm has 23 chromosome, and the egg has 23 chromosome. That means the number is reduced to half. Now, this 23 from the sperm will unite with the 23 from the egg. So in that case, it will result in the formation of a zygote. Now the zygote will divide and divide in future and will develop to form an individual. So in an individual, there will be total how many chromosome children? 46 chromosome. What is another way of calling 46 chromosome? 23 pairs. From where did this individual get this 23 pairs? Now this individual got this 23 pairs. Pair means how many 23? 223. So 123 this individual has got from the father, and 123 and the individual has got from the mother. Okay, so 23 coming from the father, 23 coming from the mother, both of them may be 23 pairs. So the total is 46 chromosome. Okay, and the number is reduced to half in the sperm and the egg by the process of a cell division called as meiosis. Okay, now let's do the reading part. Yeah. Each cell has 2 copies of each chromosome, one each from the male and the female parent. As I told you, 23 coming from the sperm and 23 coming from the ovum, and both of them will unite, so that will result in 23 pairs, that will be 46 chromosome. Every germ cells will take 1 chromosome from each pair, and this may be either maternal or of paternal origin. When 2 germ cells will combine, they will restore the normal number of chromosomes in the progeny, ensuring the stability of DNA of the species. Okay, so because it is reduced to, again I will tell you, here how much it is. Here it is 46, here also it is 46. It is getting reduced here as 23, here it is getting reduced as 23, both of them uniting, and it will result in 46 chromosomes. So you can see that the number 46 is restored. It is kept constant in the future generation too. And thanks to the cell division, that is meiosis, which helps us in restoring the chromosome number in the future generation. Okay. Now students, let's move over to the next topic, and that is inheritance of blood group. Now as far as the blood is concerned, the blood has got 4 different types of blood groups. There are 4 different blood groups in case of human beings, and we are going to study about the inheritance of blood group, which is very interesting. Okay, so let's look into it. Okay, now so I will explain it with the help of the picture here first. Okay. So here I have shown you the different drops of blood, and in the drops of blood, this is blood group O, this is blood group AB, this is blood group A, and this is blood group B. Now students, let me first of all tell you why we have this type of grouping. Okay, now when I say blood group A, Now I call it as a blood group A because the blood group A will contain an antigen. It will contain an antigen. Blood group A will contain an antigen which is called as the A antigen. A antigen. What is an antigen? An antigen is a sugar. And this antigen, which is a sugar, is present on the RBC. What is RBC? Red blood cells. So on the red blood cells, if there is an A-type sugar, in that case we call it as blood group A. Okay, now let's come to B. Now suppose the RBC is having a B type of sugar as an antigen. B type of sugar as an antigen on the RBC. In that case, I will call it as blood group B. Now in case if the RBC is having the antigen A and B, what is antigen? Sugar. That is sugar A and B. Both of them are present on the RBC. In that case, I will call this blood group as what I will call this blood group as AB. Now let us come to blood group O. Now the problem with the blood group O is it does not have an antigen at all. It doesn't have an A sugar also. It does not have a B sugar. It doesn't have any sugar. This RBC of the O blood group is not having any sugar at all. Since it is not having sugar at all, scientists have denoted it as 0. Basically, I have denoted it as 0, which is read by common man as O. Oh, it is not O, actually it is 0. And what does a 0 telling us? This 0 is telling us about the absence of an antigen. That means 0 antigen is present. Absence of an antigen. And what is an antigen? I already told you. It is nothing but the sugar. Okay, so 0 antigen is present. So we are calling it as the O. As I told you, common man call it as the O blood group. So in this manner, we have got 4 blood group as blood group A, the blood group B, blood group AB and blood group O. And this classification of the blood groups into 4 different groups, is dependent upon the presence of antigen. And what is this antigen? An antigen is a sugar. Okay, so let's do the reading part. The ABO blood group system consists of 4 types of blood group, namely A, B, AB and O. This grouping is based on the presence of antigens, that is sugar, on the red blood cells, that is RBC. The blood group A has antigen A and it is due to the dominant gene A. If the blood group is A, the person is having a dominant gene, that is A. The blood group B has antigen B and it is due to the dominant gene B. So blood group A is dominant, blood group B is dominant. Okay, now let's move over to the next slide. Okay, now in the next slide, that is blood group AB. Now the blood group AB has antigen A and B. So say if it is having antigen A and B, it is due to the 2 dominant genes A and B. Now let's look into the blood group O. The blood group O doesn't have any antigen at all. As I told you, it is not O, it is 0, but it is read as O. Now it doesn't have an antigen at all because it is having a faulty gene here. And the faulty gene is the one which we are calling as the recessive gene. So O blood group is controlled by a recessive gene. O blood group is controlled by a recessive gene. Whereas blood group B and blood group AB is controlled by dominant genes. So out of the ABO blood group, AB blood group is because of dominant gene and the O blood group is due to the recessive gene. Okay. Now let us see here. Just enlarge this. Now let us see what different type of blood groups you are going to get. Okay. So here this is a parent allele. Alleles means what? Genes. We have discussed in one of the session that alleles means genes. Now, so let us say these are the parents alleles. So you can take this as a male, and students with this you can take it as a female partner. So this is the father and this is the mother here. Okay. Now, let us say that if the male has blood group A, and the female has blood group A, then what are the chances? The chances are that the blood group A of female and blood group A of male, both of them are dominant. So the child will be having what blood group? A blood group. If the female is A and the male is B, in that case the blood group will be AB. Now, in case if the female has blood group A and the male has blood group O, in that case O is recessive. O is recessive. O will not express. O means 0. So I will have the blood group as what? A only. I hope you have understood this. Now, let us take that the female is B and the male is A. In that case, I will get blood group AB. If the female is B and the male is B, I will get the B blood group. If the female is B and the male is O, in that case, I get BO. BO means B0. So it will be B because O is controlled by a recessive gene. It does not express. Now let us take another combination. That is, here the female is O and the male is A. In that case, I will get AO, A0. So it's a blood group A. I will take here the female as O blood group and male as B blood group. I will get BO. So that B0, that means B blood group. I will take the female as O blood group, the male as O blood group. In that case, definitely the child will be having what? O00. So that means O blood group. Okay. So when will a child have an O blood group here? The child will have O blood group. The more chances that the child has an O blood group will be if the mother is O blood group and the father is also O blood group. Okay. So this is the inheritance of blood group in case of human beings. I again mention it to you that the blood group A, the blood group B and the blood group AB is controlled by dominant gene, and the blood group O, that is 0 antigen, it doesn't have an antigen because it's controlled by a recessive gene, and that is a recessive character. O, blood group O is a recessive character. So students, I hope you have understood this inheritance of blood group. So now let's move over to the assignment question. Now in the assignment question, students, explain how traits gets expressed in an organisms. In that you have to mention about cell containing nucleus containing chromosome containing DNA containing gene. Then you have to mention how gene gives us a protein, and from a protein how the hormones are produced and how the hormones control the height of the plant. Next, explain how the number of chromosomes are restored in an organism. For restoring the number of chromosomes, we require the cell division, which is called as meiosis. So you have to mention that the male partner contains 46 chromosomes, female partner contains 46 chromosomes, but at the time of the production of the gametes, that is the sperm and the egg, the number is reduced to 23 and 23. So the zygote receives 123 from the sperm and then another 23 from the ovum. So zygote is having 223, which will be referred to as 23 pairs, and that will be 46 chromosomes. Then we have to explain next question, explain the inheritance of blood group in case of human beings. So you have to mention about A blood group, B blood group, AB blood group and O blood group. Mention which or three of them are dominant and one is recessive, and I hope you have understood the chart for the blood group. So that's all for today, and thank you.